Hey troops, Royfight Geeks Adventures. It's kind of ironic making this posting tonight, because it's the opening night for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which is a giant homage to Chadwick Boseman's passing. Because well, today, surprise, yeah, a friend of mine, Carl, he sent me a text message, and I'm like, what? Um, If memory serves, he was going to make an appearance at GalaxyCon here in Columbus, Ohio. I was actually thinking about going, and the cast, and it's a whole giant list of folks that are going to be coming here. Folks from Picard. John Frakes is going to be here, and on and on and on. I was hoping to see Kevin Conroy. Funny how life works that way. It was from the bits and pieces I've seen off and on. Apparently, he was very ill for a long time. Um, but one of the postings talks about how he still made his appearances because what he did. He wanted to do it for the fans. He remembered how fans enjoy seeing him, and it's fun hearing the stories fans tell, including the legendary one. I guess there's I actually had this write up ready to go about this, but you know what? We'll see where this goes. Hopefully, it won't take like 3 hours. Um, I think everyone's heard this story, but it's fun to recount it anyway. This is after 9/11 happened, and a lot of folks are volunteering, helping out. Kevin Conroy was living in New York City, so he's there helping out, volunteering at a kitchen, I guess. And he's working, and everyone just knows him. Like I would imagine everyone knows him just as Kevin or Mr. Conroy. And unless you're a real major geek in this stuff, you don't remember. Let's be frank here. It's voice acting, so sometimes you don't exactly associate it. But as time passes, people start to go, "Wait a minute, he sounds like it." Eventually, comes out that yeah, it's him. And I guess at one point, one of the guys is like, "That's not him," and that, "Come on, Kevin, do it." And he says the line, I am the night, I am vengeance, I am Batman." And of course the dude is like, "That's it." Oh, oh man, I remember when the animated, I'm the umpteenth, you're gonna hear all of us folks my age. I'm 53 this year. I just turned 53 this year, and all of us in the Batman the Animated Series is one of those seminal things that kind of transformed everything for us. And it's fun that even in the post Star Wars, post Lord of the Rings, post most notably Marvel Cinematic Universe, everyone still talks about the Bruce Timm universe, from Batman the Animated Series to Superman to Justice League Unlimited. That string of work, this massive interconnected universe that was just beautiful to watch and grow, and to hear that voice the whole time being the voice of Batman, and not just Batman but also Bruce Wayne. The beauty of his one of the magnificent things about his work. Um, in the films, you got this 2 hour period of time, so it's easy for it to kind of just focus on the thing. Make sure you get the Batman voice and all this kind of junk. In a lot of ways, his Conroy's voice works in such a long period of time over so many episodes, got a chance to not just worry about the Batman, the one that scares the whole superstitious and cowardly lock thing scares the crap out of bad guys, yada yada yada. I imagine, there's still, in the comic books, you get this is touched off and on, but you can almost see in the comic, the stories that don't make it to the comics, but in the head canon of writers, they talk about how all these thugs and criminals and stuff, meet in bars, and they still go, he ain't human, and they're like, come on, he's got to be human, man. He is no. Look, he's human, but you got a whole, all these ideas of who Batman really is. And actually, the other funny thing is the fact that even amongst the superheroes, some of the newer ones going, he's human, right? And every once in a while, new guys like the Flash or Kyle Rayner, just messing with the new kids, going. But the fact that he was able to build on that, create that whole mystique, and to also create to remind us of the vulnerability of the character, the humanness of the character, and especially in Batman the Animated Series, since the stories were it was just them. Um, part of the write up I had, Fate, the Batman Animated Series episodes I really liked. Of course, and there's jillions of them, but Two-Face, Heart of Ice, and you want to talk about stories that emphasize the humanity, seeing him deal with Harvey Dent as his transformation comes over time, and of course, Heart of Ice, we're like, oh, there is a if you get a chance to pick it up, of course, DC Comics they did a comic book version of the stories, and they did a Christmas special. There is a Christmas special with Mr. Freeze, and he's freezing Gotham, and of course, Batman's out there to stop him. And he's like, Victor, what are you doing, man? And Victor goes, my wife always liked it when it was snowy out for Christmas. And there's this sweet moment, and Bruce is like, okay, Victor, are we done? Yeah, okay, let's go home. My favorite all time, though, is I Am the Night. It's, unfortunately, in some ways, it's kind of a tropey story, in that it's a bus that goes badly, and Commissioner Gordon gets shot. And Batman was not there, and of course, Harvey Bullock, being Harvey Bullock, is there and gets kind of cranky about the whole thing, like, oh, great, you don't show up, and guess what happens to Commish? And the story is about him coming to terms with the decisions he made, how many things that he's fouled up. It's a very, very cool story. But my favorites, also amongst my favorites, you gotta have stuff with Superman. Especially Tim Daly when he did the voice of Superman for a run on Batman the Animated Series. The world's finest, of course, because you got Tom Clancy as Lex Luthor and Mark Hamill as the Joker. Such a wonderful story. And the other fun one is Public Enemies, and that's based upon the Public Enemy story arc from the Superman Batman series. And the fun part about this one is that you see a lot of internal dialogue where you hear Superman talk about what's going on and Batman talk about what's going on, and you get to see the kind of fun interplay between the two of them, how they see each other, the chemistry and repartee. Like there's this great scene where Superman gets shot by Metallo with his kryptonite bullet, and Batman rushing to get it out. It's going badly because Metallo, unfortunately, is also in the middle of all this too, kind of keeping the fight going, and Bruce is trying to hurry, and Superman's kind of talking shit. Talking crap to him a little bit, and Batman goes, Clark, are you trying to develop a sense of? You stop trying to joke around like the Flash and have a sense of humor. And Clark goes, you should get a sense of humor. And you just hear that going on and on. It's a lot of fun to watch and to read as well. But the one story, and it captures best what Kevin Conroy did. Like I said, it's not just about the whole I am vengeance, I am the night thing, but the humanity of the character. And the best is actually Justice League Unlimited Epilogue, which was meant to be, memory serves, the last episode for the series, I think, or at least it was meant to be, one of those moments of, whoa, this is going to be our last season, let's make this the last one. And it's a Batman Beyond episode. Terry is kind of digging around for information about so exactly who is my father. And of course, leads him to Amanda Waller because she knows everything. And she tells him a Batman story. And what happens is about the Royal Flush, the umpteenth incarnation of the Royal Flush Gang. Except in this one, Ace, usually Ace is, this giant hulking androidy thing. Ace in this one is a telekinetic with nigh godlike powers. And she's a little girl. Unfortunately, she's a little girl with a brain tumor that's killing her. So Waller's like, look, this tumor goes off, it's highly possible that it's going to kill lots of people. You gotta stop her, because she's got these telekinetic powers with a huge range of power. Blah 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 blah. And of course, Batman's like, I'm gonna go do it. So he goes, and Ace is sitting on the swing. She's like 9, maybe 10 years old. She's a kid. And she's just kind of sitting on the swing, and she sees Bruce, and she tells him how the people at Cadmus, was it Cadmus? The umpteenth supervillain factory, basically, trained her to be a super weapon. And there she is, and she knows that she's going to die, and she also tells Bruce, I know you're not going to kill me with that thing that Amanda Waller gave you. And he goes, you're right. And he just sits with her, and they talk, and that's the beauty of it, is that she tells him she's just scared. She knows she's gonna die. She's petrified, and Bruce tells him he knows. He knows, and he understands in some ways what she's going through. And as much as everyone from Keaton to Bale, wonderful work in various forms over the decades. Adam West, all the different incarnations of Batman, wonderful work. But this was a unique moment in that this wasn't just Batman being Batman. This is Batman remembering what it's like being a scared kid, seeing your whole world torn apart, and just trying to come to terms with everything, which is something he understands as well as anyone. So yeah, not as long as I was afraid of. But yeah, this kind of sucks. I know it was fun seeing him work with so many people. I mentioned on my Facebook post that Mark Hamill has the unique distinction of working with two iconic voices, James Earl Jones as Darth Vader and Kevin Conroy as Batman. And I feel very fortunate to have seen his vast body of work firsthand. He's going to be missed. But again, he's very fortunate to see him, to see what he could do. My condolences to his family, his friends. I mean, I'm just the umpteenth geek who's doing one of these things right now. And I imagine Twitter's probably gone bonk. Actually, no, Twitter went bonkers because of Elon Musk. Let's be honest. But you know what? In all seriousness, my condolences to the family and friends, people who really knew him. I'm just the umpteenth geek, but I'm grateful and glad to have seen that a part of his life that he enjoyed, took great joy in, invested so much. I'm very fortunate, and thank you. So, wherever you are, man, Mr. Conroy, we miss you. Hope you're finding some peace and some rest. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend. Okay, take care.